All right, Stephanie. So we talked a lot about networks and what's going on with programmability, and so let's now talk about, how the operations teams within service providers are getting ready to deal with next set of changes that are going to happen. In all of this changing environment, the role of network operations team becomes extremely critical to make sure that the engine is running without any hiccups. So give us your perspective on how do you see the service providers dealing with their operations teams, how they're getting organized around this, what are the tools and technologies that they're looking to use, what kind of data, and how do you see all of these things tying into automation and other technologies that the operations teams are gearing up for?
Understood. I mean, we've been talking about network visibility and all of the different points within the network that are now supporting applications or services, ultimately for a strong end user experience. But again, it is going to come down to that network operations level, layer one, layer two.
Yes.
Ovum has noticed over the last year, 2019's true focus has been building in more network automation further down into the networking stack to, like you say, really prime that engine for how to perform outward facing. I would say a lot of the operations teams really do have to understand that full topology of the network. And there are so many rich data sets coming in from all different points of this network. What I think some of the stronger visibility does allow for, though, is you're seeing the ability to correlate data sets from operations to applications to services, ultimately the customer view. But to bring it back to the operations, there still has to be talent within the operator. I do believe the operators understand that. They've reorganized some groups to really be able to support some of these forward-facing type of skills. And what I believe, some of these DevOps methodologies that are coming in. At the same time, though, we can't anticipate how much data truly is going to come in. So when I think about NetScout and I think about its heritage and its background, I'm wondering, given the ability that you have to collect and process data, how are you going to go into the service provider operations teams and really help them better utilize these data sources for actionable and valuable business outcomes?
We have so much data coming from network, the infrastructure data, the data from network elements, this data from databases that hold subscriber information, and then ultimately the traffic itself, which is kind of the area where we specialize in. So in order to make all of these work, one needs to understand the role these data sets play and what purpose are they really designed for. Because if you take all of this data and try to move them into a central data lake and then try to process, you're going to run into a problem where you'll have so much data that it's like finding a needle in a haystack. So it's very difficult to look across all this. So you need to segment a little bit and then focus on different data sets for different use cases. So I think to put it all together, the operations teams will be focused on, the infrastructure team will be focused on managing the infrastructure, the teams that are focused on flow data and using flow data to perform certain tasks will be looking at that data set, and the service-oriented teams who are really focused on maintaining the service quality at layer 7, maintaining the customer satisfaction and dealing with subscriber issues on broken sessions and sessions that may or may not happen properly.